See what happens is when we suppose we have done the incremental refresh setting, we are doing everything properly, but still our data set sometimes starts loading very slowly. Okay, the data set is loading very slowly, and the process which is happening for calculating the measures and everything is happening very slowly. The reason behind that is we are asking Power BI to load and import the data and refresh the data, and that's what a little bit problem sometimes may happen. So with this query caching feature, what you can do is you can use the local cache memory of Power BI services. So isn't it will be great when your local Power BI memory will start loading the data into the cache memory, and that will be used to calculate the measures, and it will be definitely very fast in comparison to load the data set again and start from beginning again and again. Okay, so first of all, a very important point here to note down is this feature is only available with premium licenses. I hope we have already discussed in a very depth about what is Power BI Pro and premium licenses. So this feature will only be available in your organization if you are using the premium licenses. Okay, so make sure that if you don't have the premium license, don't try and that, because you will be confused otherwise. You are not finding this option. So don't be confused. This feature is only available with premium options. Great. But we can have an idea at least, so that later on, whenever you have the premium facility available, you can go ahead and use it. Okay. So let's say in this module scenario, what data set we are using, the sales team is giving us the data, and we're building the reports and dashboards and that, and everything is going very fine. But sometimes we feel that the dashboards, some of the dashboards are data part is loading very slowly, and definitely it will start annoying the stakeholders to have a look on that those kind of dashboards. So for that, resolving that issue, we can use the query caching ability of given by Power BI. So it's a kind of a local caching feature that maintains result on a user and a report basis. On user basis, on your account, it will, if you are using the premium account, you can start using the premium caching option. Okay, and the report basis as well. But it is only available with Power BI Premium or Power BI Embedded. So let's move ahead. When using query caching, the query results are only specific to a user or or to a particular report page. So it gives us several benefits. Definitely, it will allow us to load the data very fast in comparison to do it every time, calculate the measures on whole data set. So from loading the data set, it is very faster if it is stored in the cache memory. It respects the bookmark, so whatever you have done the bookmarking and filtering, it will not remove them. Okay, so cached query results are specific to a particular user. All security labels are allowed, so a very good feature to for security perspective and faster loading perspective. So let's see how to enable this. So whenever you get the license or your premium license, you can go ahead and start using this feature. To access and configure this, you go to your data set in the Power BI services. Click on those three dot ellipsis button. As you can see here on your data set name, this is my data set name, and these are my three dot ellipsis button. So if I click on this, the setting option will come up. So I'll click on settings. As soon as I click on settings, I'll find the option of query caching. So click on the query caching option. Once you click on the query caching option, you will find these three options. The capacity default. By default, the query caching is off. We don't want it, the query caching for this particular data set. Or if you want to on, you can just switch on button, and it will speed up the reports by using previously saved query results. A simple and very proper definition given here. It speed up the query reports by using previously saved query results, which are getting saved in the premium cache memory of your Power BI account. Okay, so great. You just click on button and make sure that you are switching it on so that you can use it. Okay, so as I told you, the three options. The first one, by default, it's off. Capacity default option is off. The second option, if you don't want to enable it, if you want to make it permanently off, you can click on off. So do not use cache query result for this data set, but we want to on it. So yes, we'll go ahead and we'll click on the on button, speed up the reports by using previously saved query results. Great. So just go and on it and start using this option. So it will definitely help you to load the dashboards very fast in comparison to when we are not having that option on. Right. So now we are done with this data set performance improvement part. Here, if I summarize the things, we have covered three main parts. The first of one, we have worked with the data gateways. We learned how to install them in your machine, how to start it, how to schedule the refresh, how to schedule the refresh multiple times in a single day. Okay, so we have done all that part. Okay, how to refresh the reports manually, how to see your refresh history of your reports. Okay, when the next time refresh will happen, everything we have seen. Next, we have talked about the incremental refresh, which helps us a lot to make sure that the only incremental data is getting refreshed, not the historical data. Okay, so we have learned for that purpose. We have learned how to create the parameters inside Power Query Editor, how to use those parameters for filtering, and then finally how to apply the incremental refresh policy on the fact tables. Okay, and then finally the last and final topic what we discussed here is the query caching option, and how it enables the premium users to use this capability of Power BI and makes the result of dashboard loading very fast. Great. So a very useful module for performance improvement. We have done that. We have completed the dashboard designing in the last module itself. But yes, performance improvement is very much important. Great. So let's test some of the knowledge what we have discussed on some question basis. So let's move ahead. Take your time and answer these questions. So where are data set schedule refresh is configured? Where do we configure them? In Power BI services, in Power BI desktop, or on the app source? So take your time and answer this question. I hope you must have answered this question, and definitely it will not be a app source. It will not be a Power BI desktop. It will definitely be configured in Power BI services on the cloud. Great. So let's move to the next question. What reserved parameters configure the start and end of where incremental refresh should occur? The start and range end parameters, start range, end range, range start, range end. What are the name of those reserved parameters? Can you answer this? I hope you can, definitely, because we have done it. So it will be range start and range end. Great. Next question. What is the difference between promotion and certification when you are endorsing a data set? Promotion does not need specific permissions, while certification requires permission from the dataset owner to access to the dataset. Or promotion is for broad usage, while certification need permission granted on the admin tenant settings. It's a little bit kind of a more theoretical question, but the answer, let me answer this question for you. It will be A. The promotion does not need specific permissions, while certifications require permission from the dataset owner to access the dataset. Yes, certification for your particular data set, the permissions are required from the database owner. Then only we can go ahead and start creating certifications on that particular data set. The promotion does not need any kind of specific permissions. Yes, it's absolutely correct. The answer for this question is A. Great. So let's conclude this module 9, and we'll request you to uh, uh, go ahead and practice, implement all the things which we have learned till now. So what will be the agenda of the next module? The module 10, we have learned about the performance improvement here, but definitely we have to think about the security perspective as well. Now we need to start thinking about the security perspective as well, because when we are sharing the reports to the users, we should make sure that they are getting shared to the correct users with correct data set, with correct part of the data set. So I'll explain that in more detail with the topic of row level security in the next module, where we will talk about two main parts, the static row level security and dynamic row level security, and how it implements in Power BI and how it is very helpful with the security perspective. That's it for this module. Thank you so much. Go ahead and practice.